11, everyone. I'm super excited. You guys know what? You've hit a major milestone. You've made it to past 10 days. You have committed yourself and you have completed 10 days of this course. So hopefully you're less than 2 days behind, because remember, you really need to keep up, because this is a little bit challenging, isn't it, having to come here every single day and check to see what the newest video is and follow the tasks. So I hope you guys all have your little notebooks and you're keeping them updated. And these are really you can hear my son in the background, who, since he's there, come here, Cameron, come say hi. He's throwing trash away, so I'm gonna let you meet. So this is a Scentsy kid. This is a cute kid that has grown up with, you guys might have seen, show him your arm. He is the one that severed 2 tendons opening something with a pocket knife. So destroyed the 2 tendons, so his thumb is hanging, he has had surgery, he's missing hockey. But anyway, this is Cameron, when I started Scentsy, he was 8. He is now 17, so that is a true Scentsy kid that has grown up with Scentsy. Anyway, your notebooks, back to your notebooks. Remember, these notebooks are gonna be worth so much to you because you're gonna go back and you're gonna check. So when you're having a slow month, here's a little secret. I have slow months, and when I have a slow month, I pull out my notebooks and I flip through and I get ideas. So this is a perfect idea notebook. This is where you're gonna get ideas when things are slowing down. You can just flip through and say, oh my gosh, I need to update my list of 100. Oh, I'm gonna contact 10 people today. So write those tasks down, highlight them so that when you need something, when you need fresh new ideas, it's easy to go back onto that notebook. Okay, so salesmen. So let's talk about that a little bit. I actually did a presentation at, I don't know where it was. I think it was at a Scentsy family reunion and the title of it was, You Are a Salesperson. So it's so funny how so many of us say that we weren't a salesperson. So part of my story, as you probably remember, is when the Pampered Chef lady used to tell me that I should be a Pampered Chef consultant. I was like, I don't sell stuff. I'm a professional. I'm a dental hygienist. And so I considered myself not a salesperson. But as I dug a little deep as I was preparing for this presentation, I realized that I did sell something. It wasn't a product, but I sold a concept. I sold the concept that you should take care of your teeth. You should brush your teeth. You should floss your teeth. Remember, if you don't floss your teeth, you're more at risk for a heart attack than you are with smoking, high cholesterol, diabetes, and obesity. So I could completely convince you, if you guys gave me 5 minutes, I could 100% convince you to floss your teeth, because I know a lot about flossing. I know why it's so important. So I am a salesperson. Even when I was a dental hygienist and I wasn't trying to sell anything, I was selling a concept. So even though you may not be selling, for yourselves, if you don't want to come across as pushy, as they say, sell the concept of a safe alternative to candles. Say, you know what, I don't want to make you buy anything. I don't want to try to talk you into buying anything, but the reason I'm so passionate about Scentsy is because it's a safe alternative to candles. And sorry, my son is distracting me. It's a safe alternative. I have children, I have pets, and I want to keep my home safe. So remembering that, so a concept, remember, just have bring your passion out. Tell people why you love Scentsy so much. You don't have to try to say, oh, you should get the black raspberry vanilla. Oh, you need the Scentsy Go. Oh, you need a diffuser. Oh, you need this, you need that, you need this. Just talk about the concept. Say, I feel really comfortable taking a bath with a Scentsy bath bomb, knowing that it's only the highest quality products, because you don't know what you're getting when you buy bath bombs in other stores. So you really want to be careful. You want to know that they're all safe products. Okay, so I want you guys to work on, so again, we always talk about it takes courage, not confidence, to become a great leader, to become a great Scentsy consultant, to become a leader in our company. So courage. So sometimes we need little tricks and tips that give us courage to have conversations with people. So a couple of ideas that I could give you is obviously wearing a Scentsy shirt, a Scentsy branded shirt. Get a shirt that says Scentsy on it. You can buy, there are all kinds of approved vendors. You can buy yourself a Scentsy shirt, wear it, and then people will say, oh, you sell Scentsy, and that's a great conversational starter. Another tip that I have is from a fellow superstar director. Her name is Jessica Markowitz. She wears her Scentsy name badge all the time, and she wears it upside down so that when somebody says to her, oh, your name badge is upside down, she's like, oh my gosh, thank you so much, and she flips it over, and she's like, oh, this is, she talks about her Scentsy job. So that's kind of a really cool way that she's not comfortable approaching people, but when somebody is nice enough to tell her that her name badge is upside down, she can talk to them about it. Another idea. So by the way, you can get a Scentsy name badge at the Scentsy Family Store for $12. If you've ever looked, you just go into your orders, click on Scentsy Family Store, and type, I believe, just put name, and it should come right up. Another thing that they have in the Scentsy Family Store is they have those big buttons. They're like that big around, and it says Dream Job. It's cute. It's an aqua color. They're $2. You could wear that on the outside of your coat in the winter, on your shirt in the summer. Put it on some beads, like the Mardi Gras beads. Wear it as a necklace. People will say, hey, tell me about your dream job. So that's another idea of things that you can do. I like to give things. I like to give samples a lot. Number one, I love to give because it makes me feel good, and people really appreciate it. Plus, let's say you give somebody a scent circle, they put it in their car, and then the next person that gets in their car, like, where did you get this? And you're like, oh my gosh, this super nice girl gave this to me. I was her waitress at the restaurant, and she gave this to me along with her tip. And you know what? She gave me a business card too. Here it is. You should call her. She was really, really sweet. There you go. You just got a sale, a potential hostess, and even a potential recruit. So giving, 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 keeping track of what you give is also very important. Open up. Most of you have smartphones. You have that little notes section in your phone. Open it up and write giveaways. And then every time you give something away, keep track of it. So when it comes to tax season, it's all right there in your phone. That's one thing I struggle with. I'm not very organized when it comes to that stuff. So I try to put as much as I can in my phone so that I can go back and say, oh yeah, I wrote that down. Yay, me. Same thing with donations. Anytime I give a donation, I always try to write it down in my phone. Let's see, again, drawing attention to ourselves. So going through the drive-through, if you have a room spray, for example, keep a room spray in your car. If you spray it right before you go up to the drive-through, put your window down, they're like, oh my gosh, your car smells so good. Honestly, I don't even have to do that. People tell me my car smells good all the time. A little tidbit here. If you have a large car like an SUV, I have an SUV, one scent circle isn't necessarily going to make that whole thing smell good. Car fresheners were made for cars. So I typically will hang 2 to 3, usually 3, in my SUV. So if people are saying, oh, I can't really smell it, well, chances are they probably have a really large car or an SUV. So tell them to use more than one. Just makes sense. So everybody compliments me when I roll my window down. But if you spray that, they'll say, what is that smell? And you can say, oh my gosh, I just happened. So if it's black raspberry vanilla, carry some black raspberry vanilla wax samples with you. Hand them a sample. Say, hey, here's the wax. You can give them a product sheet. Those product sheets are super inexpensive, or a showcase brochure, but at least your business card. I always try, when appropriate, to get their information back, because 9 times out of 10, they're not going to contact me. But if I become friends with them on Facebook, I can follow up with them and say, hey, how did you like that sample? Just wanted to check in. If you ever want to do a party, I'm here for you. What else? Let's see. So sample, sample, sample. So we're talking about giving samples. We're talking about drawing attention to ourselves. You want to be known as Susie the Scentsy consultant. You don't want to be Susie the dental hygienist, or Susie the bank teller, or Susie the school nurse. You want to be Susie the Scentsy consultant. So work on that, guys. That's one of your challenges. Work on making sure that people know that you are a Scentsy consultant. It's that simple. Where else are you going to have the opportunity that you have with Scentsy? It's super awesome if you're a school nurse. It's super awesome if you're an accountant or a dental hygienist or a teacher or whatever it is. But if you guys are really going to dive in and you want to create a business with a high-paying income, which is pretty cool, you can continue to do all of that stuff if you want. If you want to continue to be a school nurse, or if you want to continue to be a teacher, or you could retire and work when you want to. Go volunteer all you want. And that's the blessing, that's the benefit of this business. Again, I say it all the time, the harder you work, the more money you can make. So your challenge this week is, I want you to do what you got to do to be in your Scentsy gear. Some of you are brand new and you probably have nothing, so you might have to get creative. You might have to make a necklace out of a wax bar, or maybe a scent circle, and wear that around, and so that people, and draw attention, so that your goal is to get somebody to ask you a question. So your challenge is, I want a picture of you posted of what you've done to deck yourself out, whether it's a t-shirt or a name badge upside down, or making yourself a necklace. And then I want you to let us know when you finally get somebody that approaches you because of the attention that you've drawn to yourself. The other thing is, I want you to have some samples. So make some samples. They can just be wax samples. I don't know if you guys know or not, I always carry the hand cream with me because anytime I'm at a table with people, I always pass it around. They're like, oh my gosh, this is the best hand cream I've ever used. Well, yeah, so I want them to use it, so I pass it around. But you can buy samples at in the Scentsy Family store. It's, I wrote down $4 and you get 18 samples. So that's another way to do it if you wanted to hand out a sample. Make sure you always have everything labeled. Never give away a sample that doesn't have your label on it and hand them a business card and try to get their information back. So again, your challenge, post yourself, a picture of yourself in your Scentsy gear or whatever way you want to draw attention to yourself. You're going to make some samples, you're going to show them to us, and you are going to, what did I say? I feel like there was another one and I can't remember it. So if there was another challenge, I've already forgotten it because that's how my brain operates. But have fun and leap to lead.